Alright, finally back with another video, and I know it's been a long time, but life's been crazy. I went on a move, I went hunting, and a lot of stuff's been going on. So, without further ado, the topic of today's video is going to be how to prep a vehicle for sale. I've seen a few videos out there, but there's just some things that I think are personally missing, and I'm getting ready to sell the Ford, so I figured I would do a video on it. So, just real quick, this is the new place. You might remember it from one of my old videos. It's actually the duplex connected to Jake's house, and it's working out pretty good. Got my roommate over there. Yes, Kate and I are living together, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with a wash. I think that's the most basic thing that you could do to prep your vehicle for sale. Do not have a dirty vehicle, not only when you take pictures, but when people come to look at it. That's probably the most annoying thing that I see people do when they're trying to sell their vehicles and they're asking a lot of money for them. So we'll go ahead and start on that. Alright, so now that it's all cleaned up, I'll do a little walk around for you and I'll show you just some like different angles and things you want to get for pictures. So real quick. Nice and clean. Make sure you clean your fender wells, make sure your frame's dry, make sure you clean your wheels, make sure the glass is nice and clean. If you can't even take the time to take good pictures, then what's going to mean that it's a good vehicle? Alright, so a few different things to think about on angles. You want to be able to show off every aspect of the car. So, you're going to want a traditional front shot, and you're going to want to do that on all four sides so that they can get a good view of what the car or truck looks like. You're going to want to do side angle shots like this. If you have nice wheels, then maybe you want to get a close in on there so they can see what they look like. Rear angle shot like that. Same thing, all four corners. If you have a tow package, you want to make sure you show off the tow package with the ball in there. That way they can see that it's tow capable. And then any modifications that you've done to the vehicle, like for instance this has the AirDog fuel filter and lift pump on it. So I'm going to go underneath of the frame and take a good picture of that so they can see that modification as well as when I list it on there. So right now I'm going to go ahead and take those pictures. Alright, so as you might have guessed, now that we have the exterior done, it's time to do the interior. That means taking everything out. I'm talking seats, trash, make sure you clean the floor mats, wipe the dash down. Don't leave anything dirty or with extra stuff in there. It just gives it a lot more professional look and really will help you to sell. We'll get into the photos a little bit later, but for now I'm just going to go ahead and start cleaning on it. Okay, so I went ahead and finished up the interior. I didn't really record it because it's cleaning the interior and it's really pretty boring. But I'll give you a quick walk around and we'll talk about some things. So, things to remember. I have floor mats for this truck. So it's always a good idea to get pictures with and without the floor mats in so that people can see the state of the carpet, because that's something that they're going to want to see a lot. And then as with the outside, any sort of modifications that you've done, you know, sound system, or if it's an upgraded interior, anything like that, you're going to want to point out. So for instance, I have 310s in the back, so I'm definitely going to want to get a picture of that because that's going to be a selling point to somebody out there. And same with the double din. I mean, these don't come stock with a double din, obviously, so Those are things that I'm going to want to point out to customers. I'll go through and show you some angles that you're going to want to get. So for instance, you're going to want to get the angle here with the front seat, steering wheel. You're going to want to get each door panel individually, carpet. You basically just want to make sure that you're casing over everything in the vehicle. That way they can get a good idea in their head of what they're going to be coming to look at. The more pictures that you have when you make posts like this and you're trying to sell something, the more comfortable a person feels with actually making a call or texting you on it, because they feel like they have a good understanding of what the vehicle already looks like. See, everything's nice and clean, shined up. Alright, I'm going to go and take some pictures and then we'll talk about a few more things. Okay, so we got the truck washed up. We took pictures of it. Now it's time to go ahead and actually post our ad. So, man, look at that old picture there. That's when I first got it, before I'd really done anything to it. So a few things to think about when you're listing a vehicle for sale is you want to get it in as many places as you possibly can. I say that, and at the same time, I am only going to be posting it in Craigslist and the Facebook Marketplace for now. I'm just going to see what kind of local interest I get. I'd really like to sell this locally. It makes it a lot easier. People can come and look at it. It's not a super long drive for them. But to each their own. If you want to post it on Car Gurus or Cars.com or anything like that, that's 100% up to you. I'm going to leave it here for probably about a month. If it doesn't sell, then I'll go ahead and put it out there and see what else I can get. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. I'm just going to go ahead and show you on Craigslist. I think it's probably one of the more popular places to list a vehicle, and it just makes a lot of sense. So first thing, we have posting title. So what is it? So easy. Just that's what it is. It's a 2001 Ford F-250 7.3 liter Lariat Crew Cab Short Bed. Asking price, I'm going to be asking $18,000. So description. This is where we're going to get into the nitty-gritty here. In your description, it's just like taking pictures. More is better, right? You want people to know everything about it. You want to tell them any modifications that you've made, anything that you've fixed on it, you know, whether that be brakes, calipers, rotors, anything like that. People want to know everything about the vehicle. It really helps alleviate questions, and at the same time, like we talked about earlier, it really makes people feel comfortable when it comes to actually buying the vehicle. So I'm going to start with, and again, repetitive, but it's important. So first sentence, nice, easy to the point. I am going to add the mileage in here. So now I'm just going to give a little narrative of the modifications I've done and the things that I've fixed to make this a more solid vehicle for somebody looking at it. This is your meat and potatoes, your hook, right? You know, when somebody goes and looks at a vehicle, looking to buy a new vehicle, what are the things that they're going to want to see? Oh, what are the things that he's done to it? Oh man, look at all these things that he's fixed that I'm not going to have to worry about. So that's what we're going to go ahead and put in here. Okay, so I went ahead and got this typed up, and now I'm going to go over with you guys some. So first thing I talk about, wheels and tires. That's the one thing that sticks out. It's the thing they're going to see in the photos, and especially for the market that I'm selling to, which is going to be a younger kid, you know, who's going to enjoy a modified vehicle. They're going to want to know that. I talk about the AirDog upgraded lift pump, which I also have pictures of. Fuel return, headlights, fuel bowl delete, upgraded turbo wheel, 12-position chip with the Who Made the Tunes. The list goes on, as you can see. Even the small things that you think might not be necessary, you have to think of it from the buyer's perspective. If you're going to look at a vehicle, what are the questions you're going to have? What are the things you are going to want to know, especially as a person who's into car culture? What do you want to know? So I even threw in here, you know, that I replaced the drive lines, the U-joints, has new batteries, new serpentine belt, new alternator. You know, that serpentine belt, that might not seem like anything to you. It's just something that needs to be fixed, but to them, that's one less thing they have to fix. So again, I went in here and now I give a little bit of a description. So I said I put a lot of work into this truck to make it a sound vehicle. My only reason for selling it is that I'm looking to get into a newer truck with more power stock. It's a very honest answer. I have put a lot of work into it, and that is what I'm looking for. Again, I put in the asking price. I know it's already listed in the ad, but I like to have everything in one comprehensive description. It just, as a reminder, I guess, for people. And then I'm honest here. The truck has hail damage from the previous owner prevalent on the hood and roof, a tear in the leather in the driver's seat, and one small burn in the headliner towards the rear of the cab. Those are things that they're going to notice anyways. The last thing you want is for somebody to show up and notice something that you haven't listed in your ad.
something that they may have been able to overlook. Now they're thinking, well, seems a little bit sketchy to me. So those are all things that you want to add. I also put my contact information in here. I believe on Craigslist they don't allow you to have that. You have to link it some other way. But for the other ads, this will work fine. And I also put in a little note in here, currently working nights. If I do not respond immediately, that is the reason. I mean, common sense, it just allows people to know that, hey, if I don't respond to you, it's not that I'm not wanting to sell the vehicle, I'm just asleep. One thing that I forgot to talk about is a lot of these websites, they'll limit the amount of photos you can take. So for instance, I had 55 total photos and I'm only going to be able to upload 24. So I'm just going to add something in here. Right here, I'm going to say, so there we go, more photos available upon request. So they know, oh hey, he already has more pictures taken. If I want to see more of the vehicle in different lights or whatever, then it's a lot easier. They don't have to be like, oh well, this is all I get. Okay, so now it's time to upload images. I created a little folder here of pictures that I took off my phone, just 2001 7.3 Sail. Go ahead and click on that. Now, like I just mentioned, I'm only going to get a certain amount of photos. So a lot of these are what you might consider to be double photos. Things to focus on, make sure you get every angle of the truck from the outside, any major modifications that you've made, just anything you want them to see essentially. Okay, so I have my 24 images uploaded. You can choose a feature image. 9 times out of 10, I would say you want to make it to where it's almost like a virtual tour walk around of the vehicle. But in this instance, this is the best photo and it was only one off, so I went ahead and made that the featured image. So as you can see, kind of get a general idea of walking around the vehicle, showed off some of the major modifications, showed off the tear, let them know that, hey, I'm being upfront with you right away. Doubled in, the gauges, and then the subs. So these are all things people want to see. There's a nice clean back seat, carpet's clean underneath. It just paints a really good picture in their mind. Okay, so when it's all said and done, I always think that it's a good idea to go through and just take a look at it and look at it as if you were the buyer. Would you be interested in this vehicle? Go through, take a look at your pictures, make sure everything looks good. Reread your description. If there's something you're like, oh, that just doesn't sound right, go in and edit it. That's the beautiful thing about it. So that's about all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you guys following along. I want to know in the comments below what you do to sell a vehicle and if you have any tips or tricks. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.